Birmingham Sports
with Ben Ellis.
This is BHBN Radio.
It is the Monday after from Birmingham Sport, BHBM Radio. A very busy Easter weekend, which is supposed to sort out a lot of issues, but we'll get to that in just a moment. I'm Ben Ellis, going to be talking about not just the Easter Monday action, but the context of the season with the results from Good Friday as well. Jonathan Wimbush is at Ewood Park right now. It's just finished, goalless between Blackburn Rovers and West Bromwich Albion, and Kim Smith is at Portman Road, where it's another defeat for Birmingham City by 2-1, but it doesn't tell the full story. We will get to that in just a moment. But first of all, looking at the bottom end of the championship, all six clubs played each other today, and nothing really has been decided because all the games were drawn. Jonathan Wimbush at Ewood Park, as we said. I suppose a point on the road is a good result against any team, but what's your main takeaway from the draw today?
Yeah, it's a point on the road, which is more than what Albion could say earlier on in the season when it was defeat after defeat away from the Hawthorns. But it was really a contest between two very poor teams, and it showed because the best chance of the game fell to Ona Hegebo, who struck the crossbar from 6 yards out, and Blackburn Rovers didn't really test Max O'Leary all game. Not a single shot on target, I've been told, for the hosts. So it was really a drab 0-0, but Albion fans, the 7,500 that turned up and completely filled out the away end at the Brian Douglas Darwin end, really made their voices heard. They really backed the team, and all credit to them. We got a point to take back down to the Midlands.
Is it a better draw today than the draw on Good Friday? I mean, draws are funny things when you look at them. They're the same result. You get the same amount of points, but there's always a different feeling by the end of them. You probably have liked 4 points from these two games, having been 2-0 up against Wrexham on Good Friday, but you've got to settle for 2.
Well, in the context of the whole weekend, I'd have rather we not concede the 2 goals we did at the Hawthorns on Friday and just nick a goal here, because then that would have been, too poor. Well, I wouldn't say it was a poor performance on Friday. We just didn't keep a hold of the 2-0 lead at half time at the Hawthorns. But in the end, that would have been 6 points. And it's amazing how, fine margins in the world of football can differentiate how you feel. Because if Albion had nicked a quick goal, Double DK had a chance near the end of both games, really, to nick a winner, and he just didn't take her, and that's been the difference from 2 points and 6.
Yeah, and what you have done, Albion fans, 7,500 who went up there, and fair play to them. They created a terrific atmosphere, but with the problems that Blackburn have, the connection that their fans have to the owners, the Venkies, West Brom fans have lined the pockets of sort of unpopular owners at Blackburn Rovers. So because the Blackburn fans aren't turning out, so they sell larger allocations to away fans, but obviously Albion fans can't concern themselves with that. They were about trying to get a result for their team, and they made a lot of noise today.
Yeah, they did. There was times when the away stand was drowning out the other 3 home stands, and it was from an Albion perspective, it was really good to see. Great support coming up from the Midlands, and just wish that the team had more to show for the support and give back to those fans who had made the journey up to Ewood Park, and just needed a better result. That was the only thing that was missing out of the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, and what now? I mean, we say that Easter tends to sort out a lot of the issues. The relegation issue in the Championship is no clearer, with the exception of Sheffield Wednesday, of course. There was the 2-2 draw between Portsmouth and Oxford at lunchtime, which had its moments of controversy, particularly the red card that Portsmouth suffered. The goal for former Bluesman Keshi Anderson that gave Portsmouth the lead, but they had to come from behind to get a 2-2 draw. So they flip-flopped throughout the course of the afternoon, and it's ended up that Portsmouth are outside of the bottom three now. Leicester, I mean, they left it late. Leicester can't beat Sheffield Wednesday. That's quite damning. And they remain second bottom, and you just, John, would have liked more of a gap than what you've got now.
Yeah, of course. And given the context of well, you can't really count Sheffield Wednesday; they're already relegated.
Yeah.
So the five that are still within a chance of survival: Blackburn on 47 points, West Bromwich Albion on 45, Portsmouth on 42, and both Leicester and Oxford on 41 points each. And it just needed one of those five teams really to take an opportunity to nick a goal and get the result that their respective campaign needed. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday, you say Leicester couldn't beat Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday almost beat Leicester. Like you said, Leicester left it late. So, it's a really bitter pill to swallow for those fans. But in context of Albion, we're 4 points from safety, 4 points above safety. And it's on to Millwall on Friday, which is always going to be a tough ask this season.
Yes, and the way it all kind of links together is great because they blew the chance to cement themselves in the top two at lunchtime, losing to Norwich, who have obviously done their biggest rivals a favour ahead of their game, which we'll get onto in just a moment. Just finally on Albion, John, anybody stand out for you today at Blackburn? Anybody say put their hand up and say, yeah, they gave a performance?
I think one of the main reasons why Blackburn couldn't get a single shot on target was down to the defence. Nat Phillips, Danny Imray, George Campbell, they all made shot-saving tackles, and Imray even found himself in some space in the final third. Just needed better crosses into Hegabo and Maja, and then DK later on in the game. So I would say man of the match performance from Danny Imray. But the entire back line really fought for the shirt today to keep Blackburn from actually getting a shot on target, let alone scoring.
It's been one of the best bits of business done by West Brom in a long time, Danny Imray, I think, making that kind of an impact. No doubt about it. John, we'll let you go because we're always conscious when we do the Monday after with our reporters at grounds that stewards could be ready to kick them out at any stage. So
especially away games.
Yeah, especially away games when you got a long way home. Just make sure Connor hasn't done a runner, okay?
I know. I'll be looking for him in a bit.
You'll be stranded. We'll let you go, John. Thank you very much indeed, Jonathan Wimbush. The Monday after from Birmingham Sport, BHBM Radio, turning to Birmingham City next.
BHBN Radio has been going since 1952. It is run entirely by volunteers, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Right now, BHBN needs friends like you to ensure it can broadcast to hospitals, care homes, and into the community for many more years to come. You can help by donating through our Just GoFundMe account. It's easy. Simply go to our website, bhbn.net, scan our GoFundMe QR code, and in a few clicks, you can help us out. If you're a taxpayer, you can give 25% more through gift aid at no extra cost to you.
BHBN Radio.
It is the Monday after from Birmingham Sport, BHBN Radio, looking back at the Easter Monday action. We might be in a bit of a rush because our time is limited with our reporters who are, as we're speaking, still at the grounds at the games that they've been covering. Another defeat for Birmingham City, 2-1 away at Ipswich Town. Ipswich go into the top two in the Championship. But as we were saying in the intro, Kim Smith, who is at Portman Road right now, doesn't really tell the full story, does it?
No, it doesn't, because, of course, Blues are coming into this on the back of a really awful performance, to be honest, against Blackburn on Good Friday. The whole team looked limp and disjointed and disinterested, and they really got some stick from the crowd at the end of the game, and an awful lot of people left before full time. And as a result of that, Chris Davis had really wielded the axe today because there were 7 changes to the team that ran out on Friday, and it did make a difference. And even though in the end it was a 2-1 loss, courtesy of 2 fairly quick fire goals by Ipswich at the end of the first half, it was a much better performance, and that was marked really at the end when the away fans were actually applauding and praising the team for a decent performance. Because certainly the last away game I went to at Derby, they most certainly weren't doing that, and the reception the team got at the end of that was terrible. But it was a much better effort, and actually you would hope psychologically it would give them a bit of a hand, considering the next game they've got is Wrexham next Sunday lunchtime.
The key incident was at 2-1. Blues thought they'd equalised through Osman. He was adjudged to have run the ball over the byline. We've seen no conclusive evidence that the ball was definitely over the line, and obviously no VAR in the Championship, which is frustrating. Birmingham City themselves on their own social media put out a still image of what they believe the incident was, with the ball on the line as it was being hooked back, but sadly not to be, as far as Birmingham City are concerned. And Blues fans were making the point, I saw on social media as well. Opening game of the season, Ipswich Town, dodgy decision that's gone against Blues as well, with that Kyogo goal on the opening night that should have been given, that was never offside. So you do kind of take the positives. Results are not the priority now, given the position, but it is all about performances. It's all about giving, and we were saying this on the radio on Friday, it's all about giving the fans something to be excited about over the course of the summer, and more performances like this in the final, I think 5 games that are left, that will go a long way. Will it be enough to keep Chris Davis in a job? That's another question, though. But who knows? But a better performance all round, Kim.
Yeah, definitely. The incident with Osman, unfortunately, where I've got no replay screen, so I couldn't see that one again. I could see that there was a lot of protesting going on, but at the time it was difficult to work out exactly what was going on, and there'd been a sort of scramble just behind the goal, and I wasn't sure whether it was Osman saying he should have had a goal, or Osman saying he should have had a pen, because he was sort of behind the goalpost by that time, so it was really hard to know what was going on. But yeah, thanks for clarifying that one. But and yes, I've seen that photo online now, and I can see what he was shouting about. Sadly,
TV replay. I mean, we've got to balance it out here. TV replays are inconclusive. Having watched the game myself, where Birmingham City get that image and how they display that is up to them. They need to take responsibility for that. We're keeping ourselves out of that one. We're just telling you what different sources are saying, shall we say? But that's fine. You mentioned Wrexham Sunday lunchtime, high noon for that one. Don't really know why, except getting some TV money in, really. But But yeah, we saw Wrexham at West Brom on Good Friday. If they can start on the front foot like Albion did, they can put Wrexham under some pressure. But they're a good side, and they will come back at you. So it is a test.
Yeah, definitely. It was a draw at the racecourse earlier in the season, so I think Wrexham are going to come expecting to get something out of it, and I think what Blues need to do is make sure they keep quite a few of the players in the starting lineup on Sunday that were in the starting lineup today, because they certainly put out a better performance than the team that played against Blackburn on Good Friday.
Well, we'll see how it plays out, and the best of the action you'll be able to hear on BHBN and through our various platforms as well with the highlight packages, which will include the matches that we have covered today. But Kim, before the stewards kick you out, I will say thank you very much indeed, and a safe trip home, because we're going to move to the National League now to find out what has happened at Dampson Park. For a change, a good afternoon for Solihull Moors, and it's a very good afternoon to Alistair Taylor. Good afternoon, young man.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes, it's just you and me now. Everybody's gone now. They're all cleared off.
Yeah.
It's just us. But comprehensive victory for the Moors.
Yeah, they were dominant, especially in that second half. Of course, they went into the break with a 2-goal lead, and I thought, well, I've got something to hang on to now, because often in games recently they've fallen away in the latter stages, but they didn't do that today at all. They, in fact, double up to their advantage, went 4-0 up, and it was only a consolation goal from Boreham Wood that got them on the score sheet at the end.
Yeah, anybody stand out? I mean, obviously, 4 goals would indicate a good performance. Any players stand out for you?
Yeah, Darius Lipchuk, the right winger, he scored 2 goals today. He's back from international duty from Ireland under 21s. Such an influential player for the Moors, and he has been a few times recently. But today, those 2 goals were really the difference. But also Ben Warman, he got 2 assists. He was probably Moors' brightest spark on Good Friday against Tamworth, and he was another good spark today.
Yeah, because obviously we were talking with the EFL as well, putting into context the matches from Good Friday going into Easter Monday. So off the back of a Derby Day defeat against Tamworth, I mean, how was that performance compared to this one? I mean, obviously the scorelines are a lot better, but you saw both games. What was noticeable?
Yeah, the Tamworth game was a real disappointment, I think, for Moors, because they would have gone into that game hoping to try and get a result. Get a derby victory is the best way to end the season on a high when you don't really have anything to fight for. And they created so little chances in that game, despite having actually a positive start. I mean, Warman hit the crossbar right at the beginning of the game, but all of the momentum just sort of fizzled out. But today, it was relentless pressure, wave after wave of attack, and just looked like a completely different Moors side.
And against a team that did have plenty to play for as well in Boreham Wood. I mean, they're in it's rather a complicated playoff system in the National League, with one automatic place, and then second and third are like seeded to the latter stage of the playoffs, and it's 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Boreham Wood in 4th place at the moment. So they're well clear of Halifax, who are in 8th, but it's a question for them, and you often get this, don't you, with teams that are towards the end of the season, but they know they're going to be in the playoffs. It's like, what do we do? Kind of now. Do we keep our momentum going? Do we just rein it in a bit so we don't risk getting like injuries to key players? I mean, did you get that kind of feel from Boreham Wood and Solihull just went at them, or it was just a comprehensive display from the Moors from the start?
I mean, it was a comprehensive battering, but because with the playoff system, if Boreham Wood finished 3rd and got ahead of Carlisle, then they would go straight to the semi-finals of the playoffs. But now with that, it's looking a very uphill challenge to finish 3rd, and 4th, that would mean going through the quarterfinals. So
right.
A win today, would have made it all the more easier for them to get promoted when it gets to the playoff stage. But now, that result that's so disappointing for their away fans, and it's going to be a long trip home after that.
Yeah, 5-point gap now between themselves and Carlisle. Only 3 matches for them to play as well. And Solihull Moors have got 4 left this season, away to Southend on Saturday. Hopefully the weather's good for any Moors fans who are travelling there to the seaside town. Then it's away at Woking. Just the 1 home game left, which is against Boston on the 18th of April, before they finish on the 25th away at Yeovil. Very much, I mean, it was worrying until a couple of weeks ago, but very much a mid-table season for Solihull Moors. After a couple of seasons of playoff finals and FA Trophy finals, and so it's been brought back down to earth a bit this season. But they'll be looking ahead to next season, and they'll want to show that they're going to be capable of challenging again.
Yeah, absolutely. And this season has been a real disappointment, I think, for fans because on paper they've got quite a good squad and a squad that should be at least pushing for playoffs. And I think just, like you've said, they've been a kick away from League Two. And now they've found the harsh reality of finding themselves in the lower half of the National League. It's a place where they shouldn't be, but it's where they are, and they need to finish the season on a high and take that momentum into 26-27.
Yeah, very very similar to Birmingham City in the Championship, really, isn't it? It's very very similar kind of narrative.
Yeah, it is.
And a lot of Blues fans, their second team is Solihull Moors as well. So it is interesting. But Alistair, we thank you. You can go ahead and get yourself off home, or maybe even speak to Chris Millington. Who knows? Have you already spoke to him or not? Or are you going to? You're going to try?
No, he has already come out. I was waiting for the call from Ed, but
okay, no problem, no problem. But that's all well and good. Thank you for your work today, sir. And highlights package, as we said, coming for our listeners on our various platforms. Just search for BHBN Sport if it's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, also Instagram as well. All of those, anyone that you can think of, just put BHBN Sport and TikTok and everything. You will find us. And later on this week, we'll have action as well. Our thoughts anyway on the away leg for Aston Villa in the Europa League quarter-final against Bologna. And then a big weekend of action next week. And we will react to it all here on the Monday after. For Jonathan Wimbush, who was with us earlier, also Kieran Smith, Alistair Taylor at Damson Park. I'm Ben Ellis. And this has been the Monday after.
Birmingham Sports
with Ben Ellis.
This is BHBN Radio.